Hello, hockey fans. The Minnesota Hockey Connection is on the air. We're on the air for the next half hour. I'm Kenny Gallagher along with Jerry Burrow. And Jerry, we're in the thick of things now. Hockey season has kicked off, the NHL, college hockey. We're still waiting for Division III to start. They'll start later this month.
Right.
But the polls, the rankings rather, the coaches poll is out for Division I hockey. And surprise, UMD's number 2.
Number 2. They split this last weekend against a good team, Notre Dame.
Right. And they went into that series, what, 4th?
4th. I think Notre Dame, were they 5th? Or I think they were. And now UMD's 2 and Notre Dame is 3.
And number 1 is North Dakota. And the UMD Bulldogs play this Saturday. They have the exhibition game against the USA 18 team. So nothing will change for them, I wouldn't imagine, in the rankings. They'll stay number 2 going into the weekend with North Dakota after this weekend.
Right. And I don't know who North Dakota's playing this weekend, but they're playing someone easy and they stay number 1. That's what they're looking for. 1 and 2 playing each other the week
Isn't
after.
That something? Wow.
Early in the season, though.
Well, I haven't had a chance to see the Bulldogs yet this year. You have. Adam Johnson, 2 goals in that game Friday night, sophomore.
Right. He's looking very good.
Yeah.
One of the best players on the team. And a freshman, Joey Anderson, that his dad played hockey at Denfeld, Jerry Anderson, and then they moved to the cities, and his kid played for the US 18 team last year, and hey, he's playing good. So
Now, Adam Johnson is out of Hibbing.
Right.
And played USHL?
Yes.
Yeah.
He played Sioux City.
Okay. All right.
Right.
What's the scouting report on him? Do you think he?
I think if he gains a little weight, because when he came out of high school, he was pretty thin. He was only like a $142.
Oh yeah.
And he's 6 feet, 6'1".
Okay.
And let's see, what is he? I got the thing right here.
6 foot 175.
Yep. So he's gained about over 30 pounds there, and if he gains another 15 pounds and keeps on skating the way he does, and he has great hands.
Okay.
I think he's going to someone to reckon with in
Really?
the pros. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's good for Adam.
How about goaltending? Where do we stand on goaltending with the Bulldogs?
I'm more confused. Unlike the coaches, they're trying everyone right now.
Yeah. Well,
they're not panicking on that. It's just that why not try everyone in the beginning of the season?
Well,
I think sooner or later they're going to come down to they want one starter, but for now they'll try.
Goalie Nick Deary out of La Crosse, Wisconsin, he was recognized.
Right. But then they put Shepard in on Saturday night. Hunter Shepard.
All right.
So all 3 have played. Miska played the first 3 games, and he got taken out on back at Mass Low last week when he let 4 goals in, and all of a sudden Deary came in and shut him down, and they tied the game. So he played real good that game, and then the next game they tied again, and then the first game Deary was playing against Notre Dame, and he let a few in, and all of a sudden they thought, let's try someone else.
I know Bemidji State, they played at Arizona over the weekend, I believe.
Is that where they played?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's going to happen in Arizona? Is this?
They're going to try to get in the conference, but which one? I mean, I don't know. The only 3 I can see is down the line, NCHC, maybe in a couple of years.
WCHA is a perfect fit.
Yeah, but you don't know what that's doing. The WCHA is going to be doing, because Alaska teams have to make a decision pretty soon if they're going to drop hockey or combine hockey
sure.
with the 2 teams up there in Alaska.
Fairbanks and Anchorage, basically.
Right. And so if they...
Now, will something be decided before the end of this season?
I have no clue on that.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of funny. The NCHC denied... didn't want to even talk about Mankato, Minnesota State Mankato, and who was the other team that wanted to come into the NCHC. So they decided they didn't want to even talk about it right now.
Was it Tech or not?
Was it, I forget who the other team was now.
Yeah.
But they have to put $500,000 or something like that in.
Yeah, and they did.
Yeah, and they got the money back, but just to talk about it, that's one of the agreements they have. But we'll see. I think that's just in due time. There's going to be some changes because Notre Dame's coming into the Big Ten next year. So they're leaving the East. And then who knows? The Big Ten's going to go after. They want to, get some more teams in there. So who knows?
Well, are they required to have just Big Ten schools in the Big Ten Conference?
No,
Really?
not for hockey. It's because it's different.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and Notre Dame's not in the Big Ten in the first place.
True, but yeah.
But Notre Dame wants to keep their football independent because the money they make. They don't want to share that.
Is there still that independent league? I know Bemidji State was in there for a long time. Alabama, Huntsville, or is it?
There's not very many independents now. I think Huntsville's in WCHA now.
Yeah.
And then the only team is by itself really is Arizona State. I know.
Okay. All right.
Right
so
now.
they're at the D1 level.
Right.
They're beyond club status.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, it's a little confusing, and we'll wait and see how that all shakes out. College hockey, again, the Division I teams are in full swing of the start of the season. Division III, I believe, Scholastica starts up. Don't quote me. I thought it was the 27th of October. That's a Thursday, so maybe the 28th, 29th. But,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, and then the high schools, they get started and practice. I think it's November 14th.
Yeah, you've got it here. November 4th is Duluth Northern Stars.
That's the girls. The girls always start earlier.
Okay, sure. Well, they get started November 4th.
What's November 14th is a Monday?
November 14th is a Monday.
Okay, yep. That's when they start practice.
That is the Jamboree.
No, it's not the 14th, is it?
Boys varsity first day of practice. Okay, the boys JV game. I'm sorry. Boy, this is written kind of odd here. Is the first varsity game December 2nd?
Yeah, a lot of schools start right at Thanksgiving.
November 25th, the Red Wing. Yeah.
Oh, Denfeld plays Red Wing? Okay.
Well, it says, Denfeld and Red Wing, November 25th
Okay.
at Red Wing.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I see how this is here. Okay, you got East Denfeld.
Right, different sheets.
Okay, very good.
So, I mean, we're only less than a month away for everyone will be going D3, high school. And I was down at the Elite League this last Saturday. Then I saw the Wild game. But the Elite League, they had the Northwest, the U17 national team came in from Ann Arbor. And they played the Northwest team that day. And the Northwest kicked their butt 4-0. I mean, it was they just did everything right, that Northwest team. And the funny thing about it, the U.S. team, national team, development team, they got kids from like a dozen different states. And they're getting the best players in the United States that they think,
Well, yeah.
They don't get every one because, like, some of the Minnesota kids probably got asked, but they denied it because they want to go back and play high school.
Yeah.
So, but more or less, though, they got some of the best kids in the United States. Then they've been practicing for over a month every day or playing a game. You think they would... Usually they come in here and whip our butts. Because of that.
Anybody that we know?
Because the Elite League, we get one practice at the most a week. At the most.
Who coaches this 17 team?
There's a new person. Head coach is Dayton Cole, and assistant coach is Chris Lungo. Looks like.
Okay.
So, but that was good. And then Sunday, the other Minnesota team, they put a little like all-star. They got about 8 players from this team and 6 from that team and 6 from another. And they beat them too. It was like 4-3. So both days, this is the first time I think this has ever happened when the national team came in here to play them. So that just shows you Minnesota hockey is pretty good.
Hey, where is this kid from Toronto who in his debut had 4 goals? Austin Matthews.
He's an Arizona kid.
Arizona native?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grew up in Arizona.
And it was USA, but I wasn't didn't take the time to look it up.
It always gets me. How do you become a star player out of Arizona or California or Vegas, like Zucker.
Yeah.
Jason Zucker. It's rollerblading.
Well, right. They have some different type of training, but if you've got hockey skills, you've got them. And but you're right. It is a bit.
But then
odd.
they have their AAA midget teams, and they do from out there, and they travel all over the United States. So. But still, it's just I always laugh and get a little giggle.
I don't want to poke fun at Stillwater, but I'm going to.
Oh, right.
I was watching the Wild game, and they had the promo 100 days out from Hockey Day, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, right.
And the featured photo to present Stillwater was a bridge. I don't know. I kind of chuckle at that because ours was the iconic aerial lift bridge up here, and.
Well, the park that's going to be, it's right there by the bridge.
Now, is that the bridge over the St. Croix River?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
Right. The park's right there.
I don't know. I had to laugh at that. But Stillwater, hey, they're going to have a great time with this. Duluth, it was fantastic. The weather wasn't perfect up here. It was good for those early games, but some of the games got spoiled towards the end, especially those fire police games and a couple of other ones.
Yeah, you wonder in Twin Cities it's a little warmer usually.
Yeah.
Than Duluth.
Gilby and the boys were walking around in boots prior to the game, and I said, "Play the game." And I said, "We played like ice on ice like this." Yeah, we played ice like this at Lower Chester. Come on, and he agreed. But they decided to cancel it, and that was kind of a letdown.
But Hockey Day Minnesota, they already have the games set up already. It's going to be first game in the morning at 10 in the morning out there in Stillwater. Will be Thief River Falls versus Montemita, and they're both Class A teams. And then right after that, 1 o'clock is the big game, Double A team, Stillwater and Eden Prairie. And those two teams can be number 1 and 2 at that time.
Isn't that something?
Because they'll both be in the top 5 when they start the season.
Yeah.
And
wow.
And then the girls play Minnetonka. So 3 big high school games out there, and then the college game. Usually they always have it at Mariucci, out of Mariucci and that, but the Gophers are over in Wisconsin, so they're going to be taping it from Wisconsin. When it's Hockey Day Minnesota, everything should be in Minnesota.
Well, I agree, and I know last year the Wild were playing on the road in St. Louis.
Yeah. Well, this year I think it's Anaheim coming in. The Ducks are coming in, I think. 21st.
There we go. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
The Ducks.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be interesting. Bruce Boudreau's old team.
Yeah.
Anaheim.
Right.
All right. Well, I know we're looking out ahead at Hockey Day Minnesota beyond this season, but eventually there's going to come a time when they're going to have to go back to communities they've already been into. I think a lot of it has to do perhaps maybe with some type of ratings. You know, they want to go to a location
and that takes money.
Yeah. And the first 2 ones I think were at Badette Bay, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
But that was just to kind of get this thing rolling. But, I don't know who would be in line to do it after Stillwater. Moorhead, they've hosted it.
Moorhead had it. Grand Rapids has had it.
How about Bemidji?
Hermantown has had it.
Bemidji, Brainerd?
Elk River is one of the better ones. The weather and everything, the view and that coming down the hill there. Yeah, that was a great one. And St. Paul Johnson on Lakeville had it. And out at the St. Paul Airport had it.
Sure,
Let's see, who else had it?
Well, who hasn't had it that could host it? Bemidji?
Well, Tonkin had it, but they have to put it indoors.
Okay, Jerry, you're not following.
I know, I'm thinking. I'm just thinking. I'm taking away.
Bemidji, Brainerd, St. Cloud?
I can see one of those, if it has to go back up north, Thief River Falls. Well, what's wrong with War Road or Rosal, too?
Well, I just mentioned 3 that,
Bemidji, Thief River Falls, War Road, Rosal.
St. Cloud, Brainerd.
Yeah, St. Cloud's getting big in hockey.
The thing about Brainerd is their high school there is not a hockey bed or a hotbed rather for high school hockey. But
it'd be easier to get to.
It's an area that has a lot of recreation, and they do well in these types of things, primarily in the summer. But then they got their ice fishing events that they hold out there as well.
Well, I'll tell you another town that there's a very good possibility that could have it next year even. Eveleth.
Oh, sure.
Hockey Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a lot of scenarios yet that
we can guess
play
this
out.
all day.
All right. What else you got?
Well, hey, how about Lady Bulldogs?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
gave Minnesota all they can handle. They
You
lost
know,
both games.
one goal
But
games.
yeah, one was overtime. I mean,
If
so
they could have pulled a victory out of one of those two,
yeah,
but I guess there's a little bit of moral victory in this that you played with them,
right.
you
You
stuck with
can
them,
compete with them.
they can compete with them.
And UMD stayed at number 4 because of that, you know. So I mean, just to be number 4 in the country in ladies hockey, that's pretty good, I think. Since when the program was really going downhill there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I give the coaches and the players a lot of credit and congratulations on their good play so far.
Wisconsin ranked number 1 in women's hockey, followed by Minnesota, Quinnipiac, and UMD, and then Colgate round out the top 5. And then one more time on the men, the coaches poll just came out. North Dakota number 1, followed by number 2 UMD, number 3 Notre Dame, number 4 Quinnipiac, and number 5 Mass Lowell, and even Minnesota number 7.
Right. And they really haven't played anyone yet. The U.S. national team, the 18 team, and they were out in Alaska. I think it was Anchorage they played, yeah.
I was listening to Sid Hartman, and boy, I'll tell you,
That's hard.
Sid, yeah,
That
it
is hard.
It is. It is. You know, God bless him. He's 90-some years old.
Yeah.
But they keep him on the radio, and they were talking to Don Lucia this weekend, and Sid went on, and I'm not going to try to mock him, but he said, you know, there's all the geniuses out there that are trying to, you know, outdo you and think they're better coaches than you. Well, to all you folks out there, he signed an extension. He brought that up as part of the topic. And, you know, Lucia's, he's been a solid coach over the years.
I guess you can say that. He came in and won 2 national championships. So, but it's always, you know, what have you done for us lately? In the program, you know, it's getting, like the fans used to always be blue collar at these games, and now it's more corporate. And a lot of these fans don't even want to go to the game because they're losing. They get the best players, first pick of everything. Like you finding a dog, you know, you get the first pick of the litter, you know. You think you're going to have a thoroughbred, you know, and then all of a sudden these kids, is it the coach's problem? Is it the kids? Or they should be right up there at the Frozen Four every year, I think. But look at UMD. They got their number the last 5-6 years.
There's such an ebb and flow in college hockey because, and there's so many more Division I schools. The choices for these kids to play at, and
But most of these kids, I mean, if Minnesota wants them, they're going to go there.
because
Just because of the
prestige?
program. Yes.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah. And but now there's a few, you know, that you know, they're losing a few now. So something's going on at the program, and a lot of people are complaining, you know. But hey, they give them an extension, so what am I?
Yeah.
But I've heard many nights walking down the stairs after the game, and I've heard some choice words that you don't want to have your kids listen to.
Oh, okay, all right.
So they want winners.
Yeah, you know, I was talking to somebody over the weekend about Sid, and I thought, you know, they're going to let him go till he dies on the radio.
Yep. He'll be 105. His son will die before him, probably.
Yeah.
Chad.
What is it about Sid? You know, just to kind of get off topic perhaps a little bit here. What is it about him? I mean, I know that he was a writer for the Star
Not to
Tribune forever.
discriminate against age, but he's old.
Right.
I mean, I think he just gets rude.
Yeah.
All the time. No one wants a press conferences. He thinks he's the only one there.
Yeah.
And he'll jump in and wait a minute, said, I'm talking to the guy,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I've seen many times where I get about 4 or 5 of us, someone's asking the question to someone.
Yeah.
And he'll stop. Jump in like, wait a minute, Sid, take your turn.
I've witnessed some of those incidences, and but he's a legend. Was he a former? Was he the owner or GM of the Minneapolis Lakers basketball team?
Yeah, he got the team here, I guess.
He was in some
That's
ownership
what the
role.
talk is. Yeah. Yeah, part owner too. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're here to talk hockey, and again, high school hockey. It looks like the boys at Denfeld, they start November 25th, Friday,
First
the
game.
day after
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
practice starts on the 14th, Monday. And a sad thing I'm hearing out of Denfield is they're not going to have a JV team. They don't have the numbers this year.
Okay.
So they might be without a JV team a couple years even. So I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But
well, the Hockey Jamboree is Tuesday the 22nd. Where's that going to be held? Is that at Heritage?
At Heritage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know in the years past they bounced it around.
Yeah, they'll have Hermantown, Cloquet, Marshall.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So Superior, I think. Yeah, all the local teams that are in the Lake Superior Conference.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's always fun.
Now, last week we had Jason Watt on the program. Jason Watt is the director for Duluth Amateur Hockey Association, and they've got a great website address, duluthhockey.com.
Yeah, it's plain and simple.
Yeah, check that out. They're always looking for people to help, volunteer. Maybe if you have some questions. Maybe you've got kids and you're new in town or something and you have some questions, duluthhockey.com. And, it was great talking to Jason.
They'll have some free skates for kids. And plus, if you have any questions about getting your kid into hockey, call them up. They'll help you all the time. I mean, they want more kids in hockey, and that's their job. And there's money to get you started too, to help you out if you're low on funds, So that's a great place. Just call up the Daha or go on the website, and I'm sure there's a spot where you can email them or something. So
the 40th anniversary of the College of St. Scholastica's Division III championship, that 76-77 team. They'll be recognizing them. Well, they did here recently. There was a Hall of Fame induction, but that's something that will be ongoing through the season.
Is that the team that Coach Randolph was coaching?
Del General.
Okay. Then it was after they won another championship.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they won back-to-back or if they won.
That's pretty two
separated by a year or something.
There was two right there in that area.
Yeah,
okay.
40 years, and they haven't been back since.
Okay. Hey, if you're hockey fans, if you're not going to the UMD game on Saturday night, the Elite League's up here in Duluth. So there'll be 4 teams up here, and Saturday night at Mars Arena. And then Saturday, we got a game, the North, which is the Duluth area, Hermantown, Grand Rapids kids. They're playing Southeast out in Cloquet in the morning, and then at 8 o'clock. And then you can come back and they'll play another game at 2:30 at Mars. So that's Great Plains, which is the Northwest, like Moorhead, Bemidji, a lot of players from the Northwest. So it's a great hockey.
This weekend?
Yeah, coming up.
At Mars?
Yes.
Okay.
But the one game is going to be because there's another game going on in the morning. So they put the North to play one game out at Cloquet on Sunday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. So, great. So, well, I take it back. It's 8 o'clock it shows here on the schedule.
Okay.
8 o'clock in the morning.
All right.
But then they'll come back to Mars and play another game.
Yeah.
And early afternoon, 2:30. And that'll get you right after the Viking. You can come up there after the Viking game. But it's great hockey.
Yeah, kids, remember, too, you high school players, no haircuts now. You got to get that hockey hair going.
Ooh.
Coming up the state tournament time, you want to have the flow going. You want to have the salad nice and rich. So, yeah, no more haircuts.
That's only if you go to the state.
Well, I know, but you don't know, and you got to be prepared like a Boy Scout when you get there.
Okay.
So have the hair ready.
Okay.
And if you don't make it, well, at least you tried.
Well, you must be a coach then.
Well, yeah, I'm getting ready, but yeah, I am. You bet. Sure.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to, our Minnesota Wild finally started.
1-1 to start the season. They got games. Well, they opened up with a loss at St. Louis, kind of a listless game on Thursday, the 13th, and then they had the game against Winnipeg on Saturday. They were down 2-1, and it's like
2-0 at one time.
Was it 2-0?
2-0 after the first period.
Right.
Then they had 3-2 after the second.
I turned it on when it was 2-1. And they battled back and won that game. Eric Stahl, his first goal in a Wild sweater at home.
Yeah.
And it was a good win.
Chris Stewart, another pickup they got. He scored a goal. So, hey, they got some goals from people they picked up.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'll say one thing, I think this new coach, Bruce Boudreau.
Boudreau. Boo.
That's how you pronounce it.
Boudreau.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, like a dog named Boudreau.
Yeah. Okay. But I think he's going to, right away, if he doesn't like something, he's going to make changes. Where I think these previous coaches, because some of these players, entitlement or something, think they can still be on the power play. They still think they should be on the first line or whatever, He's going to make changes to find out whatever work, he's going to do it.
Yeah. Now this Tuesday, the Wild will host the Los Angeles Kings. Tuesday the 18th, 7 o'clock drop of the puck. Derek Forbert, will he dress?
I think he will.
Yeah.
I think I'd be upset with the coach if he didn't have a hometown boy coming back home to Minnesota.
I wonder if the coaches are aware of those type of arrangements.
Most of them are.
Yeah. You're playing in the home state, and
right.
you got this player, and because you got to believe that Derek, in Derek's case at least, that a player would get up for that game and be ready and eager to go. And
sometimes, I've seen it many times where that hometown boy comes back and plays his best game because he's all excited.
So you think the coaches are aware of those details?
Most of them.
Yeah, good. That's good.
But then on Thursday, Toronto comes in town, and we got the #1 draft pick of the Toronto, who scored 4 goals. His first game in the National Hockey League.
I believe that was the first time.
Yeah, no one's ever done that.
It's 4 goals in their debut.
And he's out of Arizona.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hotbed of hockey.
The sad thing about that, and I'm certainly not proclaiming any allegiance to Toronto, but they lost the game.
Yeah.
5-4.
Yeah, that was amazing. And he was part of that last goal that lost the game.
Yeah, no, they were playing Ottawa.
Yes, they were.
Yeah,
Two Canadian teams right close to each other.
And they're great goals. I mean, you watch those 4 goals.
Oh, yeah. Every one
of them was...
he's a big boy. He has hands. He's skilled. He skates. He does it all.
Yeah. Well, with that, we've got to go. We've run out of time. The Minnesota Hockey Connection. You can find us online, mnhockeyconnection.com. Find us on Facebook and like us there. And Jerry, we'll be back here next week to drop the puck.
Yeah, and then there'll be a lot more hockey coming up, D3 and high school, within a month.
Very good. Oh, and our YouTube page. Check us out on YouTube as well. And and we want to thank the staff at PACT-TV for producing this, public access television in City Hall, downtown Duluth. And with that, we'll be back here next week to drop the puck. We'll see you then.